Queen Saren Val extended her signing claw over the treaty scroll. The grand hall thrummed with the murmurs of assembled nobles. Crystal chandeliers hummed above, casting sharp light on the human envoy standing before her throne. Elias Ward met her gaze. His plain envoy robes hung loose on his frame. No armor, no weapons, just steady brown eyes. She pressed the claw down. The scroll sealed with a hiss of binding vapors. Cheers erupted from the court, forced from some throats. Chancellor Maria Sorn stepped forward. Her protocol robes rustled. The pact binds the Vol Empire to humanity's alliance. Long live Queen Saren and her consort. Saren nodded, stability secured. Her throne needed this. Rivals circled like vipers. Elias raised a hand. One more step, Your Majesty. The herald offered the ceremonial blade. Its edge gleamed, forged for oaths that cut palm to blood. Elias shook his head. No blade. Gasps rippled through the hall. Saren's frills twitched. Tradition demanded the cut. Blood mingled on the altar. He extended his bare hand. A human oath. Palm to palm, my word binds me. Maria's eyes narrowed. Envoy, this insults. Saren silenced her with a raised claw. Curiosity stirred. Let the human play his part. She placed her scaled palm against his. Warmth surprised her. His skin yielded, yet gripped firm. No tremble. I, Elias Ward, pledge my life to Queen Saren Val, he said. In alliance, in defense, in all things. The court held breath. Saren felt the pulse in his hand. Steady, unyielding, she withdrew first. Accepted. Admiral Kethrun shoved through the nobles. His fleet commander's crest gleamed on his chest plate. A pretty vow, but words bend like reeds. Saren tensed. Keth's eyes burned with challenge. He saw her marriage as weakness, a human pet to mock her rule. Admiral. Miria hissed. The ceremony. Keth ignored her. He towered over Elias. Strength proves a consort, not handshakes. Envoy Lurok Jas leaned in from the diplomat's dais. His probe scanner whirred softly. Intriguing. A test might clarify this. Union. For negotiations. Saren's claws dug into her throne. Lurok pushed from outside worlds. Leverage. Always leverage. Speak your test, Admiral, she commanded. Control the narrative. Keth grinned, fangs flashing. He snapped fingers at a guard. Fetch the training ring. The guard hurried back with a thick alloy loop, standard for arm wrestles and grip drills. Val warriors strained to dent it. Bend it, impossible without tools. Keth hefted it, harmless sport. Crush this human. Prove you're more than a diplomat's toy. Nobles pressed closer, whispers swelled. Mariah's face paled. She shot Saren a warning glance. Elias glanced at the ring, sized it with one look. If it pleases the queen. Saren nodded once. Watch. Measure. He took the alloy, fingers wrapped around it. No grunt, no brace. The ring crumpled. Metal screamed. It folded inward like soft foil. Elias's knuckles whitened, then relaxed. He dropped the mangled lump at Keth's feet. It clanged on marble. Silence crashed over the hall. Keth stared, his jaw slackened. What? Sorcery? None, Elias said, calm as signing a form. Just maintenance work. Back home, we fix machines. This, routine. Saren's hearts raced. She expected a frail envoy. A symbol, not this. Nobles erupted. Some cheered, others backed away. Lurok's scanner beeped wildly. Human physiology exceeds projections. Myria recovered first. A trick prop? The ring. Keth snatched the remains. Squeezed. His claws scraped uselessly. Veins bulged in his neck. Real. Quartz steel. Broken like wax. Saren rose. Her voice cut the chaos. Enough. The consort proves worthy. Elias met her eyes again. A faint smile tugged his lips. Humble, no boast. Heat flushed her scales, not fear, respect. Something deeper stirred. Keth bowed stiffly. As you command, Majesty. His glare promised more tests. Lurok chuckled. Negotiations grow interesting. This human reshapes expectations. Myrea pulled Saren aside as the court dispersed. He humiliates our warriors. Control him, or rivals will. Saren watched Elias converse with guards. He demonstrated the grip on air. They mimicked. Awed. I control nothing yet, she murmured. But he binds tighter than any blade. That night in her private chambers, Saren replayed the crush. Alloy dust still powdered the floor mats from swept remnants. She summoned Elias. Protocol demanded first night formalities. Alliance, sealed in private. He entered without flourish, bowed. Your Majesty, no titles bloated his speech. Straight to purpose. Sit, she said, gestured to the low cushions. He sat cross-legged. Human flexibility, watched her pour nectar wine. The ring, she started. Your world's engineer such strength? Elias siffed. No. Engineering, just training. Fields break tools daily. You adapt or fail. She leaned closer. His scent, clean earth. No alien perfumes. Intrigued. Keth's challenge replayed in her mind, meant to expose weakness. Instead, it forged loyalty in the ranks, whispers already spread. The human consort crushes steel. Your humility hides power, she said. He set the cup down. Power serves, not hides. Touch his hand again. Test. She did. Palm to palm like the oath. This time she gripped harder. Her claws pricked his skin. He didn't flinch. Warmth spread. Alliance shifted. From treaty to tether. A knock shattered the moment. Morea's voice filtered through. Majesty, Admiral Keth requests audience. Urgent. Saren withdrew. Duty called. Elias stood. I'll join. She nodded. Partners now. In the strategy hall, Keth paced. Star maps flickered on hollow displays. Border threats glowed red. Scouts report pirate swarms, Keth growled. They mock our new pet alliance. Lurak hovered nearby, datapad glowing. Leverage for my coalition. Prove the marriage's worth, or we withhold aid. Saren's frills flared. Tests never ended. Elias studied the maps. Swarm patterns, classic pincer feint. Keth snorted. You read our tactics? Similar to pest control. Elias traced a line. Flank here. Herd them into your kill box. Simple. Brutal. Keth paused. It works. Saren watched. The human saw solutions in routines. Her empire bent under old ways. Implement, she ordered. Keth saluted. Grudging respect in his eyes. As they dispersed, Elias lingered. Danger like maintenance. Fix it step by step. She touched his arm. Scales met cloth. And love? His eyes warmed, step by step. Hearts pounded. The feared alliance bloomed. But Lurak's gaze lingered from shadows. Probe's word. More tests brewed. Saren straightened. Throne secured. But survival? That reshaped with him. Dawn broke with fleet alerts. Pirates struck early. Elias geared for the shuttle. No fear. She gripped his hand. Bear, true, return, she whispered. Always. The shuttle launched. Her consort flew to war. Keth's voice crackled over comms. Human leads the flank. Pirates scatter. Saren smiled. Normal strength. Empire's salvation. Rivals watched. Misjudged. Love ignited. Chancellor Miria swept into the throne room, robes swirling like venomous coils. Your Majesty, the fleet's triumph demands celebration. A grand banquet tonight. The human must perform the rite of scales. Saren's frills twitched. Elias's shuttle had just docked after scattering the pirates. Keth's grudging report still echoed. He turned their pincer into chum. Now this. Morea's eyes gleamed. He lays his hand upon your crest, bows to the ancestral flames, recites the 14 vows in flawless Hyvaric. Fail, and the court whispers of weakness. Impossible. No off-worlder mastered Varric's throat rumbles in weeks. Elias spoke trade pigeon with a mechanic's drawl. Morea aimed for humiliation. Public failure to undermine the marriage. Saren gripped her scepter. He will attend. Elias entered then, flight suit smudged with shuttle grease. No swagger, just a nod. Pirates routed. Keth's killbox worked clean. Morea's mandibles clicked. Consort, prepare. The rite demands perfection. Elias tilted his head. Right, like a checklist? He pulled a battered datapad from his pocket. Show me the specs. Miria thrust a holoslate forward. Glyph scrolled. Bow angles precise to microdegrees. Bow inflections that shredded alien throats. Memorize, or disgrace us. Saren watched Elias scan it. His fingers danced, annotating. Got it? But first, workshop tour?
Palace schematics say you've got maintenance bays below decks.
Maria froze. Irrelevant. Etiquette first. No? Saren cut in. Her voice carried steel. The consort requests access. Granted. Maria's scales paled. Restricted. Protocol. Overruled. Saren rose. I escort him myself. Elias met her gaze, a quiet smile. No demand, just readiness. They descended through service lifts. Saren keyed overrides, frills brushing his arm in the tight corridor. Palace hum vibrated underfoot. Life support thrumming, grave plates whining faintly. Your home's a beast, Elias said. Feels like an old freighter. Needs tuning. She glanced back. Maria's spies trailed at a distance. Holocams whirring. Let them watch. The workshop sprawled, tool racks gleaming, fusion welders dormant, parts bins overflowing with Varic alloys. Elias moved like he owned it. Grabbed a scanner, swept the air. Gravity stabilizers off. Deck 7, Sector 4. Fluctuations at 2.3%. Builds up, it'll shear the palace spine. Saren's crest flared. How? No alarms. Varic tech sensed flaws through neural links. Humans? Blunt tools. Impossible, she said. Engineers cleared it yesterday, he shrugged. Read the harmonics, like a loose belt on a harvester. He rummaged bins, snagged conduits, a vibro wrench, spare flux coils. 20 minutes. Footsteps clattered. Miria burst in, flanked by guards. Consort! The banquet. Saren blocked the door. He works. Nerea's claws scraped stone. This delays the right. Lurok's envoys arrive soon. They demand proof of Alliance strength. Elias ignored them. Knelt by a wall panel. Popped it with the wrench. Wires sparked. He traced, spliced, hummed a low tune. Human. Off-key to her ears. Saren felt the deck steady, no wobble. Air pressure evened. Lights brightened without flicker. Myria peered. What sorcery? Basic field repair. Elias sealed the panel. Stood. Wiped hands. Flux coil was microfractured. Shunted power uneven. Fixed. Alarms blared suddenly, from Myria's own calm. Deck 7 breach. Gravity failure! Guards bolted. Myria's face drained, but cleared yesterday. Elias tapped his datapad. Wasn't then. Cascade from your minor vent purge. I mapped it on the way down. Saren's hearts raced. He saw what her techs missed. Routine to him. Empire saving to her. Escort the Chancellor out, she ordered guards. To Elias. Banquet now? He nodded. Right specs loaded. Let's go. The hall brimmed with nobles. Crystal flames danced in ancestral braziers. Lorok lounged at the high table, datapad live streaming to his coalition. Keth stood rigid, fresh from victory. Mireia hovered, mandibles tight. Saren led Elias to the crest dais. Cord eyes bored in. Whispers, the pet will stumble. She extended her crest scales. Elias placed his hand. Precise pressure. No flinch. Bowed at 47.2 degrees. Flames reflected in his steady eyes. Then the vows. High Varic poured from him. Throat rumbles perfect. Inflections sharp as blades. By shell and void I bind. Strength in union. Empire endures. Silence crashed. Nobles gaped. Lurok's datapad slipped. Mireia sputtered. Rehearsed. Tricked. Elias turned. Logged your holoslate. Cross-referenced with palace audio feeds. Drilled phonemes like engine codes. Saren touched his shoulder. Scales to cloth. Warmth spread. You mapped more than workshops. Keth barked a laugh. He fixed the palace. And our flank. What next? Lurok rose. Frills low. Impressive. Aid flows. But tests continue. Drums rolled. Feast began. Saren pulled Elias aside, into alcove shadows. They plotted your fall. Plans break. His hand covered hers. Calluses rough against scales. Fix, step by step. Her frills entwined his fingers. Cultural breach. Intimate. Real. Pulse quickened. This alliance. More. He leaned close, breath warm. Yeah. Step by step. Myria's voice cut from the hall. Your Majesty! Urgent counsel! Saren straightened. Rivals circled. But Elias's fix held the palace firm. Her throne, too. Lurok's probes hummed anew outside. Coalition fleets massed on scans. The real test loomed, not etiquette, but invasion. Elias glanced at the holomap. Eyes narrowed. They faint high. Hit the core worlds low. She gripped tighter. Normal strength. Her salvation. Love's forge. Admiral Keth stormed the antechamber doors. Scouts confirm. Lurok's aid fleet vectors wrong. Blockade. Saren's scepter slammed stone. Elias beside her. Datapad syncing fleet data. Myria trailed. Datapad clutched like a shield. Protocol demands negotiation. Negotiate after we win, Elias said. He traced invasion paths. Their heavies lag. Light squads probe. Cut the scouts here. Starve the heavies. Keth's eyes widened. Expose our flanks. Draw them in. Your web nets deploy faster than their drives. Herd like pests. Saren nodded. Do it, Myrea hissed. The human dictates. He saves. Saren waved her off. Prepare my shuttle. I join the line. Elias's hand brushed hers. Together, always. As they geared, Lurok's transmission crackled. Queen Saren, yield the throne. Your pet can't match fleets. She smiled at Elias. Watch. Void battle ignited. Elias at Aux console. Calling shots. Varric webs snapped. Human feints lured. Lurok's coalition crumbled. Back in throne room, cheers erupted. Myria bowed low. Keth saluted Elias. Consort. Saren pulled him close. Lips met scales. First kiss. Cross-species fire. Empire watched. Feared alliance forged true, but shadows stirred. Pirate remnants allied with deeper threats. Elias's scanner pinged sharp in the banquet hall's hush. Queen Saren's scales prickled. She gripped her scepter under the table. The victory feast swirled around them. Varric nobles clinking crystal. Admiral Keth laughing with fleet officers. Chancellor Myria murmuring protocols. Elias sat beside her. Datapad tucked away, now lifting a server-delivered cup of Kethra wine. Envoy Lurok Jas lounged across the long table, his envoy robes pristine, eyes glinting too bright. The ping cut through crystal chimes. Elias paused mid-sip. His free hand slipped into his vest pocket. A slim device emerged, human pocket analyzer, matte black, no larger than her thumb. He swept it over the cup. Screen flickered green, then red. No pause, no fuss. He set the cup down, swapped it with an untouched one from a passing tray, drank deep. Smiled at Saren, spiced right tonight. Lurok's mandibles clicked. Saren's gaze locked on him. The envoy had hovered near the servers earlier, toasting the staff. Her throne instincts fired. Lockdown, she commanded. Voice sliced the hall. Guards snapped to doors. Nobles froze, goblets half raised. Servers to the dais. Now. Saren rose, scepter humming authority. Elias stayed seated, analyzer still in hand, tapping data streams. Keth straightened, hand on blade. Myria's datapad clattered. Majesty. Protocol. Silence. Saren pointed. 3 servers shuffled forward. 2 Varric drones, trembling crests. 1 off-world higher, scales oiled slick. Lurok leaned back, feigning boredom. Guests whispered. Pirate remnants, shadows? Or deeper. Elias stood, held up the analyzer. Allergen compound. Vexerin base, modulated for human physiology. Lethal cascade in minutes. Lungs first, then neuro shutdown. His voice stayed even, like diagnosing a faulty shuttle seal. He synced the device to the hall's central holoscreen. Data bloomed, molecular chains, timestamps. Saren's pulse thrummed. Humans carried such tools. Routine for him, extraordinary here. Trace the cup. She nodded to him. Guests leaned in. No fear in Elias's stance, just focus. He sampled residue from the swapped cup. Analyzer word. Batch from sub-level dispensers. Contam-added post-filter. Screen mapped the kitchen flows. Red lines snaked to a service alcove. Handler logged in at 1942. Override code. Envoy Lurok's diplomatic seal. Gasps rippled. Lurok bolted upright. Lies. Human trickery. Elias tapped again. Holo replayed security feeds. Lurok's hand brushing a vial into the drone server's pocket during toasts. Vial matched the compound signature. Drone server paled, dropping to knees. He paid me. Said it was flavor enhancer. Saren's claws flexed. Guards dragged Lurok forward. His robes tore. This proves nothing. Your pet consort fakes data. Elias extended the analyzer. Scan it yourself. Open source protocols. Varric standard. Lurok snatched it. Screen confirmed. His crest wilted. The off-world server cracked next. Lurok sourced the Vexarin from black markets. Aimed to collapse the human publicly. Prove the queen weak, he said. Keth growled. Treason. During feast, Nira clutched her datapad. Envoy immunity. Revoked. Saren's scepter struck the dais. Echo boomed. Lurok Jas. You probed my consort for leverage. Now you fall. She turned to Elias. His eyes met hers. Calm. Hand brushing her arm. Heat sparked through scales. This human, quiet strength. Reshaping her court like alloy under forge. Guests erupted in murmurs. A noble raised her cup. To the consort's vigilance. Cheers followed. Keth Salivivilius crisped. Even Mireia bowed fractionally. Lurok snarled from guard's grip. Your empire crumbles anyway. Pirate fleets mass beyond the veil. Deeper allies stir. Ones your human scans can't touch. Saren smiled cold. Then point us. Elias already queried his device, cross-referencing pirate vectors from the recent battle data. Screens lit with projections. Remnant squads linking to core world insurgents. 3 hours out, Elias said. Light raiders screening heavies. Hit the screens low. Disrupt their fuel relays. Keth nodded sharp. Feasible. My webs can. Collaborate. Saren pulled Elias close. His warmth pressed her side. Scales flushed. Love's forge, indeed. Guests watched. The feared alliance blooming, real. Guards hauled Lurok away. But as doors sealed, Elias's scanner pinged again. Deeper signal. Encrypted burst from the palace sublevels. Saren tensed. What now? His jaw set. Intruder in the vaults, armed with Empire relics. Mireia paled. The ancestral drives? Stolen tech, they're moving them. Elias synced to her scepter's display. Red blips burrowed toward escape tunnels. Shadows stirred deeper than pirates. Saren gripped his hand. We end this, together. He nodded. Gear up. The hall mobilized. Her human consort led the trace, turning feast to war room. Empire's survival hinged on his normal, and her heart followed. Banquet remnants cleared fast. Saren strode vault corridors. Elias at her flank. Keth's squad fanned ahead, pulse rifles humming. Mireia trailed with protocol drones, datapad beaming reinforcements. Elias's analyzer guided. Signal jammer active, relics powering it, old Varric phase drives. His steps stayed measured, boots soft on stone. No rush, just repairman calm. Saren's scepter lit paths. Pride swelled. Aliens feared this union. Fools. He reshaped threats like routine code. Blaster fire cracked ahead. Keth's voice barked. Contact. 2 intruders. Elias dropped low. Pulled a compact emitter from his belt. Human field kit. MP pulse. Non-lethal. He calibrated mid-stride. Threw it curve. Vault flashed blue. Intruders slumped. Rifles clattering. Squads secured them. Saren knelt by crates. Ancestral drives gleamed. Lost Empire tech. Warp-capable relics. Who hired you? One intruder spat. Chancellor's rivals. Lurok was scout. Bigger coalition wants your throne cracked. Mireia gasped behind. Impossible. Elias scanned the drives. Sabotaged. Detonators linked to pirate beacons. Blow the vaults on cue. Saren's gaze pierced Mireia. Your protocols hid this? The Chancellor recoiled. Streamlined access for envoys. Keth bound the intruders. Court purge next. Elias diffused the drives. Fingers danced precise, but stable. We repurpose boost fleet webs. Saren watched. His humility masked mastery. Engineered fields. Human baseline. Her empire needed it. Back in throne room. Dawn lit holos. Drives integrated. Pirate projections shifted. Traps sprung. Lurok's confession chamber feed played. Coalition from outer rims, Admiral dissidents. They underestimate your human. She pulled Elias aside. Fingers laced his. You saved us again. He shrugged. Team effort. Lips brushed her scales. Fire kindled, but his scanner pinged final. Incoming hail. Unknown origin. Queen Saren, we come for the relics. Yield or burn. Deeper threats unveiled. Her consort smiled ready. Empire's forge burned brighter. Alarms screamed through the royal shuttle. Red lights pulsed across the bay. Queen Saren gripped her throne straps as the hull shuddered. Pirate signatures locked on, 3 cutters, closing fast. Shields at 50%. Pilot barked from the fore. They're jamming nav. Saren's claws dug into armrests. Admiral Keth's routing update had funneled them straight into this interception lane. Coincidence? She muttered. Her gaze snapped to Elias Ward, her human consort, strapped beside her. He unbuckled calm, eyes on tactical hollows. Incoming boarders, he said. Flat voice, no panic. Bay 2. Breach in 30. She keyed comms. Evasive. Deploy countermeasures. Too late. Cutter grapples latched. Airlock cycled with a hiss. Pirate troops poured in. Armored Varak raiders, plasma rifles hot. They fanned out, barking orders in rim dialects. Queen's head fetches 10 million. Relics, too. Saren's guards raised pulse lances. First shots cracked. 1 raider dropped. But numbers overwhelmed. Her squad fell back, pinned. Elias moved, unhurried. He hit the suit locker release. Breather mask snapped on. He yanked a harness. Standard human field kit. Bulky with pouches. Strapped it tight. Pulled a multi-tool from thigh slot. Vibro cutter humming to life. Then, a breaching charge, palm-sized. Saren, he said over din. Open Bay 3. Launch decoy drone. Now. Her mandibles clicked surprise. Human ordering her? But his eyes held steady. She slammed the override. Bay doors ground open to void. Vacuum alarms wailed. She punched drone launch. A dummy pod rocketed out. Relic signature spoofed. Thrusters flaring wild. Pirates whirled. Decoy. It's bait. Their leader snarled. Half the squad chased the drone feed. Cutters peeling off pursuit. Elias vanished into maintenance crawl space. Saren's guards rallied, covering. She drew her scepter rifle, fired precise bursts. 1 raider slumped, scales smoking. Hull groaned. Grapples tugged. Elias's voice crackled on private channel. On their hull. Hold fire on my vector. She tracked his suit beacon. He jetted across void, magnetic boots clamping pirate cutter skin. No thruster pack, just tether and grip. Her breath caught. Human swam space like it was pond water. Pirate leader advanced on her throne. Yield, queen. Your soft alliance ends here. Human pet won't save. Deck plates buckled. Elias breached their airlock from outside. Explosive puff vented atmosphere. He tumbled in. Cutter spinning. Grabbed a strut. Fired grapple line to core access. Raiders spun. Intruder. Breach team. Elias rolled behind conduits. Plasma bolts scorched bulkheads. He didn't shoot back. Flung a mag seal patch. Stuck a raider's boot to deck. Other tossed a stun grenade. Flashbang popped. 2 down. Twitching. Saren's heart raced. Her consort fought like maintenance drone. Tools repurposed. No waste. Varak warriors prized blade duels, glory charges. This, efficient, ruthless normalcy. He crawled deeper. Reactor feed lines glowed hot. Pirates flanked him. He triggered suit locker foam. Hardened spray blocked a corridor. Bought seconds. Then hands on feed valves. No power armor. Bare fingers twisted locks. Vibro cutter sliced redundance. Reactor scram, pirate engineer yelled. He's at the core. Elias yanked the main feed. Plasma coolant hissed. Reactor wine pitched down. Lights flickered. Cutter power died. Shields dropped. Grapples loosened. Her shuttle lurched free. Pilot whooped. They're drifting cold. Boarders faltered. Saren's guards surged. Rifles barked. Last raiders surrendered. Weapons clattering. Elias reboarded via Bay 3. Suits scuffed. Tools stowed neat. He peeled mask. Wiped sweat. Reactors safed. Non-lethal shutdown. We can tractor them. Saren stared. Her Empire's elite breached hulls with siege drones, fleet barrages. He did it solo, with locker scraps. How? She unstrapped. approached, touched his arm. Scales met skin. Warmth sparked. Field training, he said. Shrug. Humans improvise. Keeps costs down. Guards hauled pirates to brig. Saren pulled data cores from their leader. Interrogator drones hummed online. Confession spilled fast. Keth Ruin paid the route tip. Wanted your marriage to fail public. Prove the human weak. Larak Jas fed the intel. Outer Rim Coalition pulling strings. Her mandibles tightened. Admiral's pride, Chancellor's schemes, all underestimated Elias. As she had, once, shuttle docked Palace Bays. Throne room awaited, but Elias's scanner pinged. Relic integration complete. Warp drives boosting fleet webs, pirate traps neutralized across sectors. Myria Sorn waited at ramp, protocol robes crisp. My queen, the incident, explained Saren Cut. Keth's misroute, Lurak's scouts. Your envoy streamlined too much? Chancellor paled. I ensured access. For diplomacy. Elias scanned pirate cores beside her. Encrypted channels, Keth to Rim fleets. He's rallying dissidents. Admiral Keth strode in then, flanked by loyalists. Face stern, pirates routed. Good your consort managed cleanup. Saren's gaze pierced. Your routing put us there. Nav error. He shrugged. Humans get lucky. Elias met his eyes. No boast. Just nodded. Luck's preparation. Check your logs. Keth bristled, but Holos activated. Confession feeds. His signature on the route ping. Coalition hails incoming. Court purge, Saren declared. Keth, stand down. Myria, protocols revoked. Keth's hand twitched to sidearm. Guards leveled lances. He froze. Elias stepped forward. Empty hands. We repurpose this. Pirate cutters for patrol. Relics amp your shields. Coalition crumbles if we collaborate. Keth sneered. Human toys. Saren watched Elias. Humble words. Empire-scale vision. Her fingers brushed his. He speaks for us. Dawn-lit hollows. Relics pulsed online. Fleet projections flipped. Traps reversed on enemies. Lurak's chamber feed looped. They underestimate your human. She pulled Elias aside. Into alcove shadows. Lips grazed his jaw. Human skin flushed under scales. You reshape us, team, he murmured. Kiss deepened. Fire built. Not feared alliance. Real bond. But vault scanners pinged. Deeper anomaly. Unknown signatures burrowing sublevels. Relics targeted. Yield or burn. A hail echoed. Saren gripped his hand. Pirates were probe. Real threat rose. Her consort armed tools, ready. Empire survival hinged on his normal. And her trust. Keth slammed his armored fist on the council dais. The pirate strike proves it. Your human consort's luck invites disaster. I invoke emergency charter. Vote now to annul this farce of a marriage. Councilors hissed agreement. Hollow votes flickered alive across the chamber. Green icons tilting toward red. Saren's scales tightened. The vault breach had rattled them all. Relics nearly lost, her empire's core exposed. Keth's eyes gleamed. His fleet rank shielding his ambition. She rose from the throne. No. The marriage stands. It stabilizes our borders. Murmurs swelled. Chancellor Myria leaned forward, her protocol chains clinking. Majesty, exclude the human from this chamber, for peace. Saren nodded sharply. Guards flanked the archway. Elias Ward remains outside. We deliberate alone. The heavy vault doors ground shut. Votes climbed. 62% for annulment. Keth smirked. Your throne weakens without true strength. Saren's claws dug into the armrest. She had bound her fate to this human envoy for alliance math. Human tech for her fleet's reach. Not for this. Not for Keth to shatter it. Doors hissed open. Elias strode in. No armor. No weapon. Just his field kit slung over one shoulder, tablet in hand. Guards stepped aside without order. Keth whirled. You were excluded. Elias ignored him. Check this first. His tablet synced. A flight path hollow bloomed. Pirate cutters weaving through her outer patrols. Red lines traced overrides. Keth's command signature pulsed at the core. Counselors gasped. Saren's breath caught. Reconstructed from debris logs, wreckage pings. Human pattern matching no alien scanner matched. Nav error, Keth snarled. Fabrication, Elias tapped. Sublayers peeled back. Coalition hails intercepted mid-breach. Keth's private relay authorizing the route. Your signature routed them straight to our relics. Probe for bigger strikes. Votes froze. Reds blinked to green. Myria's chains rattled. Proof? Logs don't lie. Elias met Saren's gaze. Steady. No triumph. Pirates were bait. Someone wanted failure. Keth's hand dropped to his sidearm. Lies from a soft-skinned pet. Elias set the tablet down. Empty hands spread. Truth-binding duel. Your rules. Settle it. Counselors leaned in. Ancient right. Neural links. Hollow blades. Loser bound to confession. Mind-scarred if false. Lethal if pride pushed it. Saren's pulse raced. Elias, no, he's fleet elite. Keth laughed. Drew his blade hilt. Human folly, accept. Links snapped on. Hollow arena expanded. Grid floors, energy walls. Blades ignited, violet plasma humming. Keth lunged first. Blade slashed high. Elias dodged, minimal. Countered with a wrist lock. Human joint math twisting Keth's arm. Admiral roared, broke free, hammered down. Elias rolled. Kit bag opened mid-fall. Tossed a relic shard. It interfaced Keth's blade. Feedback surge. Admiral staggered. Grip smoking. Not toys, Elias said. Closed distance. Feinted low. Keth overcommitted. Elias sidestepped. Nerve pinched the elbow. Blade clattered. Keth swung wild with offhand. Elias ducked. Swept the legs. Admiral crashed. Link pulsed. Truth serum flooding veins. Keth spasmed. I routed them. Force your failure. Prove humans weak. Hollow collapsed. Confession echoed chamber-wide. Saren stood. Duel ended. No death. Keth Rune stripped of command. Detain him. Guards hauled the Admiral away. He spat at Elias. Soft flesh breaks empires. Elias dusted his hands. Retrieved tablet. Repurpose his cutters. Pirate hulls for patrols. Relic amps on shields. Coalition crumbles if we link them. Myria bowed. As you say, consort. Votes finalized. 89% affirmed. Saren's throne hummed secure. Luruk Jas pinged from his envoy alcove. Impressive. They all underestimated your human. She signaled Elias closer, pulled him into throne shadows. Her claws traced his jaw. Human skin warm, flushing under scale touch. You walked into their trap. Snapped it on them. Team, effort. His hand covered hers. Steady pulse. Lips met. Kiss deepened. Fire uncoiling. Not alliance script. Real. Her empire's survival in his normal. Field fixes reshaping fleets. Vault scanners pinged. Deeper alarms wailed. Unknown signatures burrowed sublevels. Relics targeted. Yield or burn! A gravel hail echoed. Saren gripped his hand. Pirates were probe. This rose heavier. Burrowers cracking core stone. Elias unzipped his kit. Tools gleamed. Human welders. Scanners. Relic adapters. Got a plan. Your guards hold perimeter. I go sublevel. Counselors tensed. Maria whispered. He faces that alone. Saren nodded. Trust sealed in dual glow. He reshapes us. We follow. He squeezed back. Slipped into access vents. Her monitors tracked. Human stride casual amid seismic rumbles. Burrower feeds crackled live. Worm-like drills. Coalition marked. Chewing relic vaults. Elias dropped in. Scanner live. Seal breach, he murmured over comm. Relic shard interfaced a drill. Reversed torque. Machine whined. Crumpled inward. More swarmed. He danced between. Welded plates into barricades. Rerouted power vents. One lunged. He sidestepped. Jammed its maw with adapter spike. Explosion lit sublevels orange. Saren watched. Breath held. Aliens drilled empires with massed fleets. Humans fixed them one breach at a time. Last burrower breached outer vault. Elias faced it. Massive. Jaws spinning. He tossed charged relic. Feedback chain. Drill seized. Relays fried. Hull split. Silence. He emerged. Kit singed but intact. Threat neutralized. Relics secure. Logs for your purge. Court bowed deeper. Lurok's feed looped awe. Your consort, Saren met Elias at throne. Pulled him close, scales to skin. Not consort, partner. His flush deepened. Fingers laced hers. Bond fired true, feared alliance, forged in his quiet strength, but outer sensors flared. Coalition dreadnoughts massed jump points, real invasion brewed. She armed fleet channels. All ships his shield configs, we hold. Elias nodded. Together, Empire's dawn broke on human normal. Her love. Red lights pulsed across the throne room holoscreens. Admiral Kethrune's dreadnoughts sealed every jump lane around Vol Station. His voice boomed over open channels. Queen Saren, abdicate now. Your human pet weakens us all. Coalition demands your throne, or we take it. Saren's claws tightened on her armrests. She stabbed the fleet relay. Keth, stand down. Your blockade ends this instant. Laughter crackled back. Fleet stands with strength, not aliens for hire. Surrender the station, or we board. Chancellor Mireya Sorn leaned in, her protocol robes whispering, Majesty, recall the envoys. Protocol forbids. No. Saren cut her off. She turned to Elias Ward, her human consort, standing calm beside the command dais. His eyes scanned the tactical grid already. Elias, you coordinate defense. As equal to my commanders. Full access. Elias nodded once. No flourish. Understood. Link me to engineering and tug bays. Court gasped. Mireya's scales flushed violet. Envoy Lurok Jas, still ringside from the burrower feeds, pinged his datapad. A human leads Vol's fleet? This changes negotiations. Saren ignored them. She keyed the station-wide broadcast. All hands, Consort Elias Ward has tactical authority. Obey as you would me. Keth's fleet advanced. Gunships peeled off, lasers priming. Station shields flared under probe shots. Elias dropped into the hollow pit. His fingers flew across the interface. Human small, precise. Power grid first. Reroute from non-essentials. Life support holds at 80%. Divert to forward arrays. Commanders linked in. Captain Bren, her loyal frigate lead, barked, Consort, tugs are civilian grade. No weapons. Affix that. Elias pulled up cargo manifests. Tugs have mass drivers for ore hauls. Overload them with station scrap. Kinetic interceptors. Launch bays 2 through 7. Saren watched his overlay bloom. Tug schematics twisted. Payload bays crammed with debris chunks accelerated to hypersonic. Simple. Brutal. Her aliens built empires with plasma lances and void shields. Keth's voice spiked. Boarding pods away. Your station falls in 10 cycles. Alarms wailed. Pods streaked toward docking clamps. Elias spun the grid. Tugs out now. Pattern Delta. Flank the dreadnought's drive vents. Faint with decoys. Tugs boiled from bays. Hulking freighters. Ungainly but fast under jury-rigged thrust. They scattered, drawing gunship fire. Pods slammed home amidships. Breach teams cut through hulls. Saren gripped the throne edge. Her guards formed up, blades humming. Mireya hissed. This insults tradition. Elias didn't glance up. Tradition loses wars. Vren, Titan Tugnet, compressed their flag. Here. He tagged Keth's dreadnought. A pincer formed. Tug swung wide, then curved in. Keth roared over comms. Primitives! Swat those tubs. Gunships dove. Lasers carved one tug's flank. Debris plume erupted, but others closed. Mass drivers thrummed. Scrap volleys hammered dreadnought shields. Kinetic storms unblockable at that mass. Saren's breath caught. Elias layered it. Station power spike. Now. Overcharged tug relays. They vent plasma on my mark. Engineering hummed compliance. Tugs glowed. Drives straining. Keth's flagship twisted, evading. Too late. Elias triggered the trap. Tugs synced. They fired not forward, but sideways. Crossfire slammed the dreadnought's aft vents. Shields buckled. Drive plasma jetted wild. Blue fire spewing from cracked housings. The behemoth shuddered, momentum dying. It drifted, helpless, engines cold. Keth's channel exploded. What sorcery? All ships, pull back. Boarding pods aborted. Gunships recalled. Blockade cracked wide. Saren surged from the throne. She seized Elias's arm as cheers erupted. His skin warmed under her scales. You turned freighters into fangs. He met her gaze, humble flicker in his eyes. Just field maintenance. Humans improvise. Lurok approached. Datapad forgotten. Your consort, he crippled a dreadnought with cargo haulers. Coalition envoys must reconsider. Myria bowed stiffly. The narrative shifts, Majesty. Saren pulled Elias closer. Her tail coiled his leg. Instinct, unbidden. He didn't flinch. His hand covered hers on the console. Bond thrummed deeper. Alliance to love. But outer sensors pinged. Jump signatures massed beyond the lanes. Keth's allies. Or worse, all stations, Elias said, voice steady. Prep for round 2. Saren armed her blade. Her humans normal reshaped her empire. Together, they held. Keth's flagship tumbled silent, a gutted wail in the void. Saren's fleet reformed around it, frigates towing prize grapples. Boarding teams prepped, her warriors eager now. Elias's config saved them. No abdication, no weakness. She strode the command deck with him, scales brushing his shoulder. Commanders saluted both. Vren grinned, fangs sharp. Consort's trap was poetry. Keth underestimated everything. Elias checked readouts. He's venting core plasma. Engines gone for cycles. Salvage what you can. Saren halted at the viewport. Stars wheeled past. Station safe. Her claws flexed. Rivals like Keth saw humans as soft traders, not survivors. Elias proved otherwise. One fix at a time. Maria's voice piped from court feed. Majesty, address the houses. Declare victory. Soon. Saren muted her. She faced Elias. You treat armadas like leaks. He shrugged, toolkit slung easy. Seen worse on colony rigs. Blockades are just big blockages. Lurok joined them, eyes wide on the drifting hulk. Human, your methods. Coalition drills worlds. You unraveled a flagship from scrap. What drives this? Elias wiped a panel clean. Necessity. No fancy shields out there, just tools and grit. Saren's chest warmed. His humility fueled her fire. She laced fingers with his, scales to calluses. He squeezed back, casual strength. Jump alerts flared again. Larger signatures. Coalition reinforcements. Elias pulled schematics. Tugs rearm. Station power reroute. Phase 2. Saren nodded. Her throne secured not by bloodlines, but his quiet capability. Love bloomed in the breach. Pods from Keth's wrecks drifted in. Survivors signaling surrender. Saren watched grapples snag them. Victory tasted sharp, but the new jumps resolved. 5 heavy cruisers, coalition transponders. Lurok paled. My contacts warned of this. They test your union. Keth's battered voice crackled through. Saren.
Call them off. I yield.
Too late. She killed the line, turned to Elias. Your trap again? He grinned faint.
Scale it up. Cargo bays hold asteroid ore.
Bigger kinetics. Commanders mobilized. Tugs reloaded, hungrier now. Saren stood at his side. Her empire's survival hinged on human normal, and she claimed it fully. Cruisers jumped in, guns hot. Demands barked. Vol throne illegitimate. Human consort voids claim. Elias's overlay snapped live. Tug swarm. Vector gamma. Bind low, strike vents. Tugs launched. Dozens now. Bays emptied. They swarmed like gnats on leviathans. Lasers flashed. One tug vaporized. Another grazed. Spinning wild. Elias adjusted on fly. Power shunt. Overboost survivors. Cruisers pivoted. Broadsides blazing. Tugs danced erratic human-piloted evades. Mass tugs slammed into the lead cruiser's ventral vents. Explosions ripped through armor plating. The coalition behemoth listed. Engines flaring wild. Saren gripped the command rail. Elias's fingers flew across the overlay. Survivors retarget flanks. Or payloads max yield. Another tug cluster struck true. Debris bloomed orange. The cruiser's guns silenced mid-broadside. Lurok Jas stared at the hollow's mandibles slack. Impossible. Those are hauler drones. Elias shrugged. Repurposed. Human field fix. Saren's fleet closed the net. Railguns barked precise. Cruisers bucked under the barrage. One shed hull plates, drifting dead. Surrender flares popped from the rest. Cease fire, Saren ordered. Grapples extended. Boarding teams launched. Silence fell over the bridge. Crew turned to her, eyes wide with awe. Elias leaned back, wiped sweat from his brow. Station secure, casualties minimal. Saren met his gaze. Eat flushed her scales. This human, this consort, turned scraps to salvation. Again. Pods from the cruisers docked. Shackled captains marched in under guard. Their leader, a scarred coalition commodore, knelt. We yield. Your union holds, not enough. Saren activated the empire-wide broadcast. Terminals lit across 1,000 worlds. Her image filled every feed. Citizens of Val, behold the traitors who challenged our throne. She keyed Kethrune's cell feed. The admiral's haggard face appeared, chained in the brig. His confession played. I conspired against Queen Saren. Her human alliance weakens us? No. It crushes us. I yield all claims. Gasps echoed through the bridge. Lurik's antennae drooped. Chancellor Maria Sorn patched in from the court chamber, hissed static protest. Saren cut the feed. Keth's words bind the empire. Rivals fall. Our future rises. Cheers erupted. Elias stood quiet amid the roar. Saren silenced them with a raised claw. But stability demands more. Elias Ward, my consort. You have proven beyond measure. He tilted his head. Just did the job, Saren. She stepped close. Her hand found his. Calloused palm met scaled fingers. Warmth spread. No longer envoy. I offer formal title. Consort Prime. Set its terms. Shape it as you will. Elias paused. Eyes scanned the crew, then her. Not for me alone. Court feeds buzzed alive. Myrea's voice cut and sharp. Majesty, protocol forbids. Human customs clash. It demands isolation, separate quarters, no heirs, lies. Saren's crest flared. Speak truth, Chancellor, or join Keth. Elias pulled a data slate, uploaded revisions. The charter scrolled live. Protections for mixed families, shared parenting rights, joint command access for human-alien pairs, no segregation, equal inheritance. Gasps rippled. Lurok leaned forward. Bold, coalition pacts shatter under less. This upends tradition. He rewrites our bloodlines. Elias met the hollow gaze, protects them. Humans adapt families. You build empires. Together, unbreakable. Saren reviewed the terms. Simple, fair, revolutionary. Her heart quickened. This quiet man reshaped her realm without fanfare. Approved. She stamped her seal. Charter locked empire-wide. Crew murmured approval. Myria's feed blanked in fury. Saren turned to the main viewer. Court chamber filled the screen. Nobles assembled, drones hovering. Witness, Elias Ward accepts Consort Prime. She lifted the crown circlet from her throne. Silver vines etched with Vol script. Human alloy reinforced. Placed it on his brow. He didn't flinch. Nodded once. Public gasps echoed. Lurok rose. Attest then. Per diplomatic right. Consort, command my shuttle fleet. Simulate defense against my probes. Probes. Lurok's infamous swarm. Fast. Elusive. Empire trainers failed them yearly. Elias glanced at schematics. Load tugs with decoys. Human overclock protocols. Shuttles deployed. Probes darted in. Sensors hunting. Tugs fainted clumsy. Probes clustered. Elias triggered. Tugs vented plasma bursts. Blinding flares. Probes collided in the chaos. Shuttles pounced, nets deploying. Lurok's jaw dropped. Flawless evasion. How? Maintenance drills. Nobles cheered. Myria slunk back in her seat. Saren pulled Elias close. Lips brushed his ear. They see now. His arm circled her waist. Solid. Steady. We see. She faced the court. Voice thundered. Test him again. Any challenger steps forward. Silence. No takers. Our bond seals the throne. Mixed bloodlines thrive. Joint commands unite fleets. Humans bring the fix. We bring the stars. Crown gleamed on his head, not a weapon's edge, a ruler's weight. Love anchored her. Empire followed. Fresh alerts pinged. Outer rim signatures. Unknown fleet massing. Coalition remnants. Or new allies probing. Saren smiled. Elias's hand tightened. Ready. Her human ruled the breach, and the stars bent to it. Pods from Keth's earlier wrecks still drifted inbound. Survivors waving flags. Saren watched them snag. Victory, layered thick, but Lurok's probes reset for round 2. One more right, consort. Full assault sim. Elias grinned faint. Scale it. Tugs reloaded. Shuttles hummed. Saren stood firm at his side, her quiet human. Empire's new rule. Probes launched. Hundreds, a buzzing storm. Elias vectored tugs low, faint vents. Overboost. On my mark. Swarm closed. Lasers lanced. One tug sparked out. Elias adjusted seamless. Shunt power. Survivors punched through. Collision chaos reigned. Probes shredded. Shuttles claimed the rest. Court erupted. Maria fled the chamber. Saren crowned him fully now. Kissed him before the feeds. Scales to skin. Bond sealed. Consort Prime alias Ward, she declared. Co-ruler of Val. He squeezed her hand. Partners. Empire roared assent. Rivals crumbled. Love forged the throne. Yet rim alerts escalated. Jump signatures bloomed. Dozens, not coalition. Something older, hungrier. Saren's claws flexed. Elias pulled schematics. Ore bays full. Prep phase 3. For Empire's survival, human normal. Fully claimed. Lurok bowed deep. Your union, unbreakable. She nodded. Watched the human at work, heart full. Throne eternal.